Hey boys, last time we left off, the group of you were headed towards Waypike, accompanied by the priest, or priestess. I actually don't remember if it was a priest or priestess. Regardless, we'll say it is a priest.
I thought it was a priestess.
Oh, then it's a priestess. Okay, either way. You were accompanied by a priestess to cure the vampirism that Boggin has been diagnosed with.
How the AIDS?
Yes, he does. Also, if you recall, Titus, your buffalo has...
Yeah, I remember.
Typhoid.
He has typhoid fever.
Yes. So you guys are on your way to Waypike to sort this all out. All right?
Right.
So you are standing outside the encampment at the crossroads there. What do? You just start down the path with the priestess? Do you make conversation with her? Do you have any questions?
I'll talk to her.
You know what?
I'll talk to her.
Okay, what do you say?
Hey, you know anyone who can heal my buffalo named Rufus? He got bit by some zombie thing, and now he ain't feeling so good.
Yes, my child, the same... Did you say buffalo?
Yeah. He's right over here.
We're journeying to heal the dwarf, are we not?
Yeah, but Rufus needs healing too.
You want the High Cleric of Waypike to heal your buffalo?
If he can, yeah. Rufus is a valuable member of this group.
If you could convince him to do such a thing, I assume he would do it. However, getting him to do it may be the hurdle that you'll need to jump over.
Oh, I can do it. Everybody loves me.
If your buffalo is truly one with sonar, perhaps it'll work. Regardless, we must be off to heal your friend Boggin. Do you have anything else that you need? No? Okay. She looks to you to escort her to Waypike. Or maybe she's escorting you, or maybe you're prisoners of some kind. You're not really probably sure.
Not really, probably sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I am pretty hurt still. I'm pretty hurt still, aren't I? I just remembered that.
For posterity, you guys can be at full HP. Just, for friendship and love.
Okay.
Since we missed a week and I don't want to deal with that, we'll just say that Nisus healed you all up to full since he's not here right now to say otherwise.
Right.
Alright.
Should make haste away, like.
Alright, so you're making haste down the path. Let me just roll some things. $38. Alright, so you're making your way down towards Waypike. It'll take about a big lag spike to get there.
Yeah.
Because I can't even click on the ruler tool to measure it.
They changed the ruler tool.
Yeah. So it'll take about... Hold on.
They changed it. They changed a bunch of stuff.
Well,
I don't like
did they
it.
rescale my map? It looks like it. Either way, based off this, it says it'll take about a day to get there, which I don't think was correct. But we'll go with it for now, because I don't think it took 2 ways to get to Waypoint. We'll do no snapping and see if that changes things. Not really, that's strange. Alright. So it'll take about a day to get to Waypike. In that time, you are walking down the path, and I'll need you all to give me perception checks. Is up ahead, you see something, maybe.
You
I
see
see
something,
it.
maybe that's fast.
Yes. Alright, where is our friendly bagworm? Is he alive? Did we start without him?
I don't know. What did you say happened to him after I kind of like had to die 2 weeks ago?
You didn't die. You're alive. You're with the party.
Well, I know, but like I died.
You didn't die. You were put to negative HP.
Oh, dirty. No, I like went with my mom. Remember?
Yeah, you got.
So I'm saying like I died.
Oh wait,
Just-
no,
that's the-
you drag the party to safety is what I had you do.
Okay.
After they went down, Titus blew up a magic weapon, killing him.
Technically, the Death Knight blew up the magic weapon.
Yeah, it's all semantics, but you blew up the magic weapon, and then you dragged him and Arcane to safety and allowed them to be healed by the clerics, I believe. What I recall. All right, is it a pass, Mr. Bugworm?
Is it?
Look at your character.
With your perception.
Your perception. 15. That is an absolute pass. All right. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure I passed hard.
you all passed. All right. So you see a turned over wagon. It appears to be partially disassembled, and there's a group of gnomes. They appear to be arguing. You hear one gnome go, "You don't know nothing, Smiggy. This here cart is in proper working order, okay? All we need to do is have two of us sit on the other side and prop it up while we walk down the way, and then the wheels will still work." Then you hear the other gnome that was called Smiggy go, "Well, Tiggy, you don't understand. If we put all four wheels back on, the cart would drive itself." And then the other gnome goes, "But we don't have any horses or donkeys or goats. We need those to move it forward." They continue to have this argument. Does anyone do anything?
I guess I approached them and asked what's going on.
They both look to you and go, "Well, you see," they say it at the same time, interrupting each other, and they look angrily at each other and go, one of them puts his finger up, the one that was called Smiggy, and goes, "You see, this cart here, it needs to be repaired so that we can get going."
Get going where?
Where y'all going?
"Well, you see, we were on our way to Fenhold to trade with the merchants." He smiles widely.
Yeah, about that.
About what?
Yeah, everyone in Fenhold is dead.
Dead?
Dead. They all got eaten by zombies.
So you're saying there's a whole city worth of valuables left unattended?
I mean, if you can get through the
Well-
hordes of evil, yeah.
The hordes of evil?
Yep.
Eh.
They're evil.
What time is it? He looks to his arm, kind of taps on his wrist, and you see like a weird little stone, what looks to be like a sundial on his wrist, and he goes, "Well, you see, I hear evil only comes out during the day." And then the gnome known as Tiggy goes, "That's not true, Smiggy. You see, evil only comes out during the night." "What are you talking about?" And they begin to argue once again about whether or not evil comes out during the day or night.
Were the evil out during the day or not when we fought them?
We've seen evil out during the day and during night.
Yeah, you've fought zombies during the day, and you've also fought zombies during the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna inform them of that.
They look
The
to
evil
you.
are out both the day and night.
They look to you bewildered. What evil? Evil's not restricted to day and night?
It is not.
But what if you're evil? You're here during the day.
I mean, good's also here during the day and night.
But how would we know what you are?
You don't. You hope that I'm good.
But we thought you're good?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, I try to be.
Could you take this survey? And one of them takes out a piece of parchment. It appears to have little check boxes on it.
They just handed him, or they're giving one to everyone?
He hands one to Boggin and then begins handing them out to the group of you. We've lost Bagworm.
Yeah.
I can't read.
Where did
I think
Bagworm
his
go?
internet may have died.
Oh,
Hang on, I'll call him real quick.
wonderful. It's a great start to the day. I'm considering something.
What? Why did it? Alright,
Oh.
it's just immediately hanging up.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm talking about.
oh dear. So we've been interrupted once again. I'm considering turning this group into a one-shot group with rotating cast rather than a continuous story, since we have such trouble meeting every week. So you'd be able to develop your characters still throughout time, but it'd be one-shot adventures, no like overlining plot story or anything. But that's just a thought.
Okay.
So
Hello. What happened?
can you hear me? Fucking? Verb?
Sorry, I'm talking to Jacoris.
Oh, okay.
Working my way downtown.
I want my Ethernet back. I'm watching my stream lower in quality every 2 seconds.
I'm not watching the stream right now. Actually, I am, but it's paused, muted.
It's really laggy. It's like not even running on Twitch, really.
I'm not watching on Twitch just because Twitch is always laggy for me.
I wonder if it's just laggy for me. I don't think so, though. I think it's laggy for everybody.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can.
Stream health is
Yeah.
low, yeah. Either way.
Okay, his internet just shut off randomly.
That's not good.
His router's restarting right now, but who knows that he'll come back once it finishes. And that we can keep playing, just that Bagworm goes where food goes.
Okay. So I guess we'll keep going. They hand you surveys. It appears to be some sort of strange morality test.
Excuse me, sir, but I can't read.
You can't read?
No, sir.
One of the gnomes reaches into a pouch and his coat and kind of ruffles around in it. It looks like he's doing this for about half a minute. And eventually he pulls out a pair of glasses and puts them out in his hand and looks to be trying to give them to you.
Oh, I'm gonna take them. What are these?
You should really put them on.
Okay, I put on the glasses.
Okay, where do you look with the glasses?
I mean, I just look around. I mean, I guess I'll look at the paper too, because that's what I'm holding.
You look at the paper and the words make sense.
Holy shit. Oh, wow. I can understand what this here says.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Nice.
I designed them myself. They're called the
Okay,
Spectacles
cool.
of Reading. They allow you to read if you haven't guessed yet.
Wow, that's... Oh, fuck. I forgot my accent for a minute. 1 second.
It's strange how the Outlander turned into a city slicker in a matter of moments. It was rather devious.
So what's on the survey?
It's just like a morality test.
Okay.
In general, right? It's got a lot of things on it. Like, okay, like imagine. Have you ever played Fallout 3?
Yeah.
It's like the goat, right?
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, your grandma's locked in the closet. What do? Do you A, blow the door open with a disruption lance spell and put her in harm's way of the splinters? B, do you lockpick the door to open it? C, do you shoot the door's handle off with a crossbow bolt? D, do you go to the local mayor and ask for help? Right, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Those kind of questions.
Alright, but I do fill it out, just offer them.
I have a question. Is it just like check marks and boxes? Because I can read doesn't mean I can write.
Yes, it's just check marks and boxes, right? Like it's A, B, C,
Okay.
right? And then it gives a word on. You could circle it, right? It's like circleable, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, do you try and make yourself look to be a certain alignment, or are you just going for yours? Are you answering honestly? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna answer honestly.
What about you, Bird? Do you answer honestly?
Yeah.
Okay. You both answer honestly. Do you hand the papers back to them and whatnot? And they look to you and go, interesting results. It seems you are good people. So we have derived that you are good. But yet can you be trusted? Are you trustworthy?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where are you going? What have you been doing? And how are you?
Well, I'm doing all right, but my buffalo Rufus is a little sick. You know how to heal a buffalo?
Heal a buffalo of what?
A buffalo.
I have a remedy for a bellyache that could be very.
I can't remember. Does Titus know what's wrong with him? Actuality, or was that metagaming?
No, he just knows he doesn't look good.
That he's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, I don't know what he just ain't feeling so good.
Well, I have this tonic for a bellyache, and he kind of reaches into one of his pouches and pulls out a little vial of green liquid. We could use this.
Sure, I'll try that.
He hands it to you, and I assume you give it to Titus or Rufus.
Yep.
Can you give me a save versus what is the? How many hit dice does Rufus have?
I'm checking 1 second. 19.
He has 19 hit dice or 19 hit points.
I don't know. Hit points. Hit dice, I don't know.
Hold on. He has 5 hit dice. Can you give me a save versus petrification or polymorph?
1d20.
Oh my god, this kitten keeps walking on my laptop. Stop it. Stop it. You're insane. And then you purr when I pick you up? Is this a scam? Are you scamming me?
Guaranteed.
She's like, I want maximum amount of purrs, so I want to walk on your laptop because I know you'll pick me up, and then I'll purr. And you'll pet me because I'm cute. Hello. Alright, you rolled a 20? Alright, he passed.
Yeah.
Nothing occurs. You see Rufus's hoof kind of like vibrate for a moment after he takes the tonic, but nothing else happens.
Okay, is he feeling any better?
He looks the same.
That? Okay.
And you can feel he's still, like, rather ill. Alright.
Shoot, I don't think it worked.
It could take time, or perhaps it might not cure his ailment. Do you have any problems we could help you with, Boggin? He gives a wide smile.
No problems at all.
Are you sure? I could help you with just about anything.
No, nothing.
Well, I guess we'll be on our way unless you need something. Or you'll be on...
Anyway?
No, we won't, actually, but you will, I assume. Would you like to help us go to Fenhold?
I mean, thanks for mentioning Dad. I don't think that's a good idea.
Ideas are never good if they aren't bad.
That's a really bad idea to have a slogan that says bad ideas are good ideas.
Yes, but the worst ideas lead to the coolest results, do they not? Or the most interesting adventures.
Yeah, I don't think dying's a pretty cool result.
You see, we have been all around this here world. We've been to the Elven Lands, we've been to the Kingdom of Sorrows, we've been to the Kenmore, and we've always gone with our gut. And our gut is telling us Fenhold is the place to go.
Well, Fenhold might be the end of your road.
The end of my road, but the beginning of a new one for my brother, or perhaps a beginning of a new one for the both of us. Roads never end. They always go on.
What, are y'all saying you're immortal?
Are you immortal?
What?
Are you immortal?
No.
But your soul doesn't disappear unless you're killed by something that kills souls. Right?
This is some fucking, like, Buddhist shit, dude.
See? You understand my meaning. Your soul just travels to another plane. You're not dead. I've been dead before, I'm sure of it. Yet I was brought back as a gnome.
But how is it? How do you know it's like you? You lose all your memories and you're...
Did you lose all your memories?
Yeah.
How do you know you're not a new soul?
It's too philosophical.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
dwarf.
I don't know what he's saying right now.
Everything's a wheel, and life is an ocean. Although, a wheel in an ocean isn't a good idea.
Wait, so if there could be new souls, like, how do the old souls get, like, bodies?
How do
So
the
there's
old...
always an increasing amount of old souls.
Yes.
But if there's also an increasing amount of new souls, then,
Yes?
like, how do they find, like, new vessels?
Why would they need new vessels? There's no limit on bodies.
Hurting my head.
We're talking about a renewable resource, Boggin. Do you guys continue to banter with the gnomes?
Yeah, no, I just got distracted like ages ago. Like I'm looking for more stuff to try and read.
Is there anything for you to read around here? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't have any books in my possession, so you know. I couldn't read before this.
I assume you guys eventually try and leave. As you go to leave, the gnome looks up at you and goes, excuse me, and he kind of beckons his hand towards you, Titus. Like open it. Ahem, and he kind of points between his eyes.
I'm supposed to just hit him between the eyes. What? I'm not picking up on what you're putting down.
What I want you to put down is my spectacles.
Oh, I'd like to keep them.
You what?
I want to keep them.
But
I ain't never been able to read before.
They're mine.
I'll pay you for them.
But I need them.
For what?
In case no one can read the morality test.
Well, I could
bet you make a new pair.
I could, but how much are you offering?
What do you want for them?
How much do you have?
I don't know how much I have. I don't know how to count.
Let's say 1,000 gold. How about that?
I'll give you 24 silver pieces.
That is an insult to my craftsmanship. I had to imbue the lenses with a strong divination magic in order for you to read languages. You know this, right?
I don't know what you just said, but I want to keep these.
Look, it's
I'll give you 50 gold.
Look, friend, I understand you're a buffalo riding madman, but here in the civilized world, where we have wagons with half wheels and then gnomes carrying those wagons. We pay for the things we want to keep, a reasonable price. Now, you see, the value of those glasses are very high, because many people in this world cannot read. So, therefore, you must give them back unless you're willing to pay a reasonable price around the range of 1,000 gold or less. I'm willing to negotiate, but...
I'm not going to give you 1,000 gold, because I don't think I have that much.
But then you need to give me my glasses back.
But I don't want to.
Are you robbing me? Are you a bandit?
I don't think so. Hogan, are we bandits?
I mean, if we take those glasses, then we are technically bandits.
Fine, I'll give you your glasses back.
He looks confused and kind of holds his hand out expectingly.
I'm just going to drop them. Just like on the ground.
Like on purpose?
Not. Yeah.
Give me a opposed dex checks. He rolled a 5.
I rolled 16.
He catches him. He goes...
I'm walking away now. I'm upset. I wanted to be able to read still.
Excuse me, that was rather rude. He kind of snuffs, and the two gnomes go back to arguing about their wagon. Do you guys continue?
Yeah.
All right.
Strange encounter.
I have all... Okay, just to be fair, I have these all written down on a table. You guys got a non-combat encounter. And it was this...
I'm fine with it.
Number 38. Gnomes with a partially disassembled wagon. Over a proper way to fix it. That was the prerequisite I had. Anyway.
I'm not gonna fix the wagon.
Alright, so do you continue off?
Yeah.
Alright, you spend the rest of the day. It's rather peaceful. The priestess looks rather concerned over you almost robbing the gnomes. She voices some concern over the implication that may have been had there by the gnomes, considering they are unarmed and you have a big old war mace, and you're like really strong, the both of you.
Yeah, but we didn't.
At the end of the day, doesn't matter because we didn't.
We didn't do it. Just scared the shit out of them for half a second, but that's okay. All right. And eventually you see the gates of Great Pike come upon you. Above the city, you see a giant pike-like thing sticking out of the ground. It appears to be made of an iron, although it looks kind of darker compared to most iron you've seen, and spotted. Looks almost like a sickly color of black and gray. The gates are before you. You see a couple of guards. They nod at you. The gates are open, so you just walk in.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you walk into the city. Looks like maybe there's around, I don't know, if you had to estimate, maybe more than 10,000 people in the city. As you're walking through the streets towards the main temple, you're noticing a large presence of like armored guards, or maybe even soldiers. You're not sure which. You'd have to ask. Also, you're noticing a lot of people with spellbooks on their hips, and a lot of people with holy symbols around their necks. This appears to be a very booming place for maybe adventurers, or just people who I don't know, either fight a lot or are participating in, adventuring is just the best way I can put it.
Okay.
Yeah. As you're walking through the initial part of the city, though, you see also a lot of abandoned buildings. It looks as though maybe people just left at some point. It's a little weird. Otherwise, though, you're getting closer and closer to this big pike the priestess is leading you towards. Do you have any questions about it, you ask her, or do you just stay silent?
Yeah, I ask, what is that?
My child, that is the Great Pike of Great Pike. It was once the source of income in this fair city until the great Grimgor, liberator of the humans, cursed it to deprive the elves of their iron weapons. It was a great economic boon to the city that was taken away from it in the course of freeing the humans. Or us. Well, not you, dwarf. However, it has left the city rather destitute economically. There is not many resources here that are of great value. The only thing left here is the large military and craftsmen that stayed after the pike was destroyed, although it's a lot less than there used to be. This was once the contender of Caliper, the capital. However, now it sits in pale comparison to the great capital. In fact, they were thinking about moving the capital here when the pike was still around, but once it was gone, there was no reason to stay. For many. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
The curse still remains. I don't suggest trying to mine the iron in the pike. Although it is said it always regrows once you mine it, so it is endless. As you look up towards the sky, too, you see that the pike doesn't appear to have an ending in sight. It goes past the clouds.
Just go straight up.
It's a big pike. Anyway, eventually you get to a large building. Looks to be a temple. It's one of the biggest temples you've ever seen. And as you walk inside, there are many people hustling and bustling about. Although it does appear there's some sort of sermon going on, and the priestess beckons for you guys to sit and listen to the cleric preaching. I just watched my cat bite into the Game of Thrones sword lamp I have. He bit the sword part. I'm a little concerned about it.
It's hungry, dude.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Anyway, do you sit down and go to mass?
Yeah, I guess just.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Are either of you religious in any way? Do you believe in the pantheon, especially? Not out of game, in game.
Trying to think.
Are your characters super adherent to the gods, or are you it's
I don't know. Out of the game, I like to follow. No, not really. Titus doesn't dislike the gods, but he's not actively following them.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
All right, so you guys just kind of leave it alone.
Yeah.
All right. So you hear a bunch of religious babble, and you probably don't react to it very much. Although the man preaching does seem pretty charismatic. As you look upon him, he's kind of got a glow around him. You're assuming this is probably the high cleric. He's wearing a very ornamental garb. He's got a big sun, kind of embroidered in gold in the center of his robes, and you almost can't see his face. There's just such a shine coming off of him. He's definitely got some sort of weird radiant light effect on him. And as you're looking at him, you almost feel magically enchanted by his presence. Can I actually get some save versus spells for you two?
Oh shit, what is that, just a D20?
Yes. You want higher. Titus passes. I think Boggin, that is a fail. You level 3 or 4? Yes, that is big old fail. I don't know what's going on in the other room, but I'm frightened. Anyway, so yeah, Boggin, you feel completely entranced by this guy. Titus, you're just kind of who's that dude with the shiny shit around him, you know? That's
It's gonna be with everyone though. So.
That's the feeling you're getting from this guy. Anyway, though, besides the point, eventually the mass ends. Boggin, you're feeling a little religious from that. That guy was really good at preaching. You know, I don't know. You almost
a little bit religious after that one.
Yeah, you feeling a little bit of spring in your step after that sermon. Anyway, the priest just kind of beckons for you to follow her towards the man who appears to be giving some sort of communion ceremony, except instead of a cross, he's doing a circle, and then he's giving little spikes on the ends for a sun symbol in the air. You do hear him eventually go, "In the name of Sonar, I bless ye with the sun power and the sun lord and the sun." And he just kind of bops around with his finger. Eventually you get to him and he looks upon you and he kind of nods to you.
You cut out on me there, buddy. I didn't hear anything you said.
You make it to the preacher. the priest,
Okay.
the high cleric, and he looks upon you, kind of nodding his head, and goes, "What brings you to these sacred halls?"
Well, my buffalo is sick, and he needs to be healed.
His eyes kind of like scowl a little bit. He goes, "Your buffalo? My child,
Yeah, his
this
name's
is
Rufus.
this is the
He's very
natural.
important.
My child, this is the natural cycle of things. Your buffalo will have lived a long and prosperous existence, and unfortunately,
Not really. He ain't that old.
Ye-
He's still got a couple good years left in him. He needs to be healed, though. He's very important to me. I can pay you.
You can pay. How much are you willing to pay to have your buffalo cured of his ailments? The church,
Whatever you need, I can pay to have Rufus healed.
I would rather you perform a service. May I ask what brings the two of you and the dwarf here? Not just for a buffalo, I assume. A strange request, if so.
Yeah, I have a curse.
What curse would you be looking to be cured?
Vampirism.
His eyes kind of go wide. Where would you happen upon such a vile disease?
The land of the dead.
The land of the dead. Oh yes, Did you know I called a crusade on the land of the dead? Not that pompous brat, Almir, in the capital. I hate that man. He thinks Sonar's will is just not what it is, and it stresses me out. Regardless.
Wait, do we have a guy named Elmer?
Yeah, it's a common name, my dude. Anyway.
Yeah, just have a coincidence.
I mean, people name people after the popes all the time, you know? Happens. Anyway. The old man goes up to you and goes, You need to be cured of such an ailment, but would you be willing to do a service to help with the cost on my health of curing you?
Sure, but, clock's ticking.
Yes. Would you sit down, my child? And he beckons for you to kneel before him.
Alright, yeah, I do so.
Alright, you're kneeling before him. He puts both hands on the back of your head, and you're looking at his gown, and you kind of, a shiver goes down your spine as you feel a cold feeling on the back of your neck. You don't see it happening, but Titus, you see like a yellow glow throughout all his fingers as he kind of like reaches inside of the back of Boggin's neck and reaches his hand down like into his stomach, it looks like. And you see him pull what looks to be some sort of shadow out of Boggin. And as he pulls it out, the light in his hand, like the yellowish glow, kind of like evaporates the shadow as it's pulled out of Boggin. And he does the whole sonar symbol where he does like the sun and little spikes on it, and he gives a quick prayer to Sonar as he looks down at you, Boggin, and goes, "My child, you are healed of your curse."
Cool.
Are you gonna do the same thing for Rufus?
I will not perform such a thing on the buffalo until you perform the service I have need of.
Boggin, we gotta do this service that he needs, because Rufus is real sick.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. You see, my children, with all those ne'er-do-well undead in the south, the north has been forgotten about here in Great Pike, and before the young men went off to war, we had an issue. You see, some wizards of the Grey Hand. Are you familiar with the organization?
I wouldn't be, I don't think so.
They're the most significant mage order in Valridian. They're very secretive. Sometimes they do illegal acts, and very rarely are they punished for it. However, they have been punished by divine mandate. However, their punishment was to be killed by a demon, and yet the demon, as you would probably believe, did not die, considering they summoned it in the middle of their spell casting, which left them weak invulnerable to such a creature. His demon still resides in the basement of a local guild hall. I was hoping I'd have some able-bodied adventurers to, slay such a thing. Would you be
Sure.
willing?
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can get some special weapons or something to kill him? Because we've been fighting a lot of stuff that my weapons don't seem to do any much damage to.
You see, I could loan you one of the church's arsenals, arsenal weapons. It is called the Mace of Disruption. I don't know if you've ever heard of such a thing. However, it is quite it's quite valuable. I'll be expecting it back, probably, if you...
Yeah, I'll return it right after we kill that demon thing.
I'll have to ask, have you ever fought a demon before? Is this your first demon hunt?
I don't think I never fought a demon before. I don't know about Boggin or Bugworm.
Bugworm.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever fought a demon.
They can be quite mischievous. I would be careful. Sometimes they will summon more of their brethren, if you're not careful. I would definitely try to debilitate it as quick as possible. They have some dangerous spells to leave.
Alright, I'm gonna take a moment to think to the sword. Like, how good are you against demons?
Demons? Depends which kind of demon.
Hey, Priest, what kind of demon is it?
I am not entirely sure. I have heard that it can shoot flames out of its hands. Yes.
I assume that the sword would have heard that.
He goes, it could be a regular imp, or it could be a magma method. It's very unspecific. Either way, I work fine against them, not any better than usual. Of course, I am great as it is.
Cool.
However, I would warn you, demons can be tricky. More tricky than these priests may let on. I'd be careful with this one.
Yes, sir.
You know, this priest in front of you, Boggin. Boggin? Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
This priest in front of you? You know, he would look good with a sword in his belly.
I disagree.
But think of it. Slaying a holy father, one of the greatest clerics in the land? Imagine the power you would gain.
I don't know, I think that power would be worthless if, like, I got immediately mobbed by all the other people.
Do you think they would mob
being
you?
a high crime.
The fear you'd inspire, freezing the holy father to death? Think of the possibilities, Boggin.
I'm thinking of them. None of them sound great.
Disappointing. Regardless, do as you will, you know I am right. The power you could gain from killing such a man would be great. And he only wants you to kill simple demons, I assume, unless he's leading you astray. The Holy Father looks to the group of you and goes, well, I will send for a young squire to escort you to the premises. And he will bring the mace as well.
Thank you.
Excelente.
Alright. You tell him excelente, he looks confused with the term. Never heard it before. But yes. Alright. So what do you guys do? The squire brings you the mace, Tom. It looks rather shiny. Fits in your hands just nicely. Do you test it out on anything?
Is there anything I can test it? Like, I don't want to just, like, hit someone.
There's plenty of walls, people.
There's just like a random, like a wooden pole sticking up anywhere. Just like smack that a couple times.
Yeah, you go and smack a support beam for a house. Right?
That's not what I meant, but you know,
All right, you smack a support beam for a house, and you bang it against it, and you hear a as light shoots out of the mace as you hit the beam and burst open. My cat is staring at me from out of my monitor, under my monitor, and he's just looking at me flip pages. It's kind of cute, but anyway. Yeah, it burst out with a beam of light as you hit it.
Hey, Bogdan, you see
it
that?
Cracks the beam.
That was pretty impressive.
Did you see that, Boggin?
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, I was zoned out for a second. What happened?
I smacked the house structures apart, and a beam of light came out of the mace.
Radical. Probably shouldn't do that though.
An angry man comes out and begins to yell at you and ask for compensation for breaking the beam.
I'll give him like 5 silver pieces.
Takes the 5 silver and scowls at you and just kind of angrily watches you as he expects you to leave the premises or the general area. This cat just will not leave my stuff alone. Anyway, the squire is with you. He tells you whenever you're ready, you can go off towards the demon house unless you guys want to go shopping or anything.
I'm good with going off to the demon house.
No shopping?
Actually, I want to be able to get some healing potions since we don't technically have anyone with healing spells right now.
How many?
How much do they cost on average?
They cost about a 50 GP for week 1.
For week 1?
Yes.
How about 2?
You buy 2 weak healing potions. You can add those to your character sheet. I'm trying to find the Mace of Disruption. I can't find the page. Trying to remember its exact damage. I remembered it's to hit. Mace.
I have the mace to hit already. I already know the mace to hit and everything because you know.
No, the bonuses.
No.
And I can't Google it because my internet's bad.
What is it? The Mace of Disruption?
Yeah, Mace of Disruption 2.
Ooh, that's a cool looking mace.
It's pretty popular. So it is. It's +3. It does 2d6 radiant damage. It looks like, or is this? This looks like 5. Disappointment. Yeah, that doesn't make sense for 2 yet. Let's give him. It's really good versus undead, though. Boggin, you don't want to do any shopping? Nothing?
No.
No?
I'm just satisfied with what I have.
Okay, yeah, no, this isn't right. Because the twice did a 6. Okay, here it is. A bonus of 2. So it gives +3 to hit. And it does a 2d6 +4 extra damage against undead.
+3 to hit, you said?
Yeah. Which means it's
2d6.
also +3 to damage. And then if you hit an undead creature, it'll do 2d6 +4 extra damage. It's a really good weapon versus undead creatures. So yeah, you have that. What do you guys do? Titus goes and buys some healing potions. The squire looks at you guys, looking for answers.
I'm just ready to go.
Do you go to fight the demon?
I wait for Titus when he gets back. Then yeah.
Yeah, and I'm ready as soon as I get the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you get the healing potions. Anything else you need? I'm trying to find out where this imp is. Alright, so you guys make off towards the house. You see a relatively large-sized guild hall. It's got some banners on it that you don't particularly recognize. If you ask, maybe you'll figure it out. Yeah. You're standing outside of it. The squire goes, "This is the place, my lord. Inside, it's relatively safe, although the basement is said to have a demon."
I guess just step in.
You step in, and you see more drapings and like kind of like a entranceway with seating for people to kind of relax and maybe have some tea or some drinks.
Look for the basement.
You see a door to a stairwell.
Alright, like kick it open.
You kick it open.
Kick it open.
This will work. Alright, you kick it open, and inside you see a stairwell that leads down. It's dark in the basement. Your infravision allows you to see a stone floor with the wooden stairs leading down. It looks to be about like maybe a 10-foot stairwell down. As you kick the door open, you hear as though something is flapping.
Okay.
I guess I look around towards the source of the noise.
Do you head downstairs or do you just stay at the top?
I descend, yeah.
You descend? Who goes first? You or Titus?
Figure I'm leading the way.
I can go first.
Alright, so here we go.
We go side by side.
Side by side.
Stairwell going down.
But there's not room for us to go side by side.
We would like face each other and hold each other's hands as we go down.
I'm fine with that.
Stairs. Yada yada. Room. Alright. There you guys go. I'm gonna put you to the top. To front.
No, we're side by side. Come on.
You're side by side?
Side by side.
I
Alright.
hope we can fit that way.
Can you? Not really. Not based on my tiling, but probably in reality, so we'll do that. Here we go. You guys are side by side as you enter the basement. As you enter it, you see what looks to be some sort of winged creature staring at you. It's got an elongated nose, and it appears to be like covered in flames. The flames are like...
Hit it with the mace.
You want to give me initiative?
I'll join Titus in that action.
Yeah, he's covered in what looks to be flames, and inside you almost see magma and stone kind of like mixing together in his center mass.
Oh, wow, okay.
Alright. Boggin rolled 8th.
Look, I forgot how to do the initiative thing again.
Just click on it and hit a macro thing. It's okay. Alright. So he looks at the both of you going first. He kind of like inhales some of the flames in his hair, and they like circle down into his mouth, and he shoots out a jet of flame. Can I get a saving throw versus breath weapon from both of you as flames burst out at you?
Oh!
Is it low? Those are both fails. Unfortunate. Alright. He does. Oh my god. He does... +1 or +2? He does 9 points of damage to the both of you as he juts a burst of flame onto the both of you. Alright, and then we come to Boggin. Whitfanger.
So I can reach it, like...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just charge it and give it the old slash.
Sword of Justice? Or evil? Who knows?
Pretty sure that story isn't about justice. Just wanted to murder a priest.
Alright, hang on. Sorry. Is it a large or medium?
Small.
Oh. Tiny boy.
It's probably just like an imp.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there.
What's this? Oh wait, no, I have to roll the hit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Misc bonus. Oh, God. This one's... I forget if I need to include my +3 to hit, or if that's already... Hang on. Let's look at that. Hang on.
Nope. That's a miss if that's the case.
Oh, shit.
You swing Frosty Boy and he kind of like flies above it and like flames shoot down at the ice sword and it kind of like evaporates into steam. Titus.
I'm gonna run up at it and swing at it with the Mace of Disruption.
Alright, you swinging it with the mace.
That's just my regular mace swing.
That is just barely a miss as you bat into his like wing.
That's without any of the
Skips out of it. Without it? Oh, then that's it.
Yeah, that's without. Yeah, because
Alright.
I didn't add them to my.
So you bang your mace into it for 8 points of damage, sending it backwards in its tile about 5 feet, but then he flies forward again, kind of like propelling himself with his wings. And it is his turn once again as he's still standing. You get a... roll something real quick. You did 8 points of damage?
I believe so, unless there was a damage modifier on the mace too that I missed.
I don't think so. It was a +3, so... Did you add that? Yeah, you did, didn't you? Alright.
To the what? To the damage? No, I didn't.
Okay.
So it's a +3.
So that puts him at that. Alright, cool. So
That
he looks
+3
at...
is my damage.
He looks at the both of you, and you hear him say some arcane words as you both begin to feel your armor become hot. Hotter. Give me a second here. I'm lagging super hard, and I use this web page for this. Alright, how... Yes, so your armor becomes warm and uncomfortable. Boggin, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to swing it.
That's a hit. You do 9 points of damage as you sink it into the imp-like creature. And you stab it through the center mass, and it kind of like bursts out a guttural sound of death as it falls to the ground, and then just poof, disappears out of existence.
What? That's it? Just one frosty hit. That's it.
All right.
It's gone.
So, can I get a perception check from the both of you?
That's a pass.
It's a
I
pass?
think that's a pass. Let me check. It's right on my perception, I think.
Alright.
I'm double checking though. Yeah, that's right. That 11, my perception's 11, so.
Give me a second. You guys look above you, and you see 3 more hanging from the rafters, staring down at you.
Oh shit.
Are we able to hit them from this distance?
Not right now. They're like 10 feet up in the air. You could hit them with a ranged weapon. As my cat plays with my dice. No, you can't play with the dice. Now the other cat's playing with the dice. Okay, come here. Okay, you're on the other side of the monitor though, so I can't really get you. Alright. Let me just add them to the initiative. Oh god, what was this guy at? Alright, we'll put it higher than it was. Nice. Alright. Alright, it is Titus's turn. You see them above you. What do you do?
Okay, just to clarify, because I wasn't fully What bonuses does the mace get other than the only thing I got down in my note was the...
It had a +3 to
Extra
hit
rating.
and a +3 to damage.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're hitting undead, which gives the radiant damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's my turn?
Yes, your turn. You see them above you. They are out of melee range, but they're staring down at you.
I have a bow, but I don't really want to, like, pull out my bow. Drop my mace. God damn it. Can I just, like, hold my shield up above my head in case they get ready to blast more fire at me? I have a shield. Can I just, like, hold that above my head in case they try and blast more fire at me?
You could. You're not sure if that'll actually do anything, but you're thinking if you had a special shield for this circumstance, maybe it was enchanted to resist fire.
I'm gonna do that anyway. Just try and, like, put my shield up, still watching them, just in case.
Okay. You put your shield up, watching them. Do you do anything else?
No.
Huh?
Nope.
All right. Circles around. Boggin, this one swoops down to you and goes to give you a claw and hits you for 4 points of damage as one of his burning claws sears into your skin. Around this time, you guys are feeling your armor begin to become hotter, and your skin is beginning to blister from the heat. You ever been burned before by metal?
Yeah.
Yeah. You figure if you don't get this off before next round, you might start to take some actual like damage from this.
Okay.
And you're becoming concerned with this probably. All right. This one comes down and goes for a claw attack against Boggin again. Boggin does a 13 hit you. Probably not. So I'm assuming you have more AC than that. Hello, little kitten. Stop playing with the dice. Right. This one comes over to attack Titus, lying down next to you with a 20 to hit. Titus, you take 5 points of damage as you are clawed into by the magma claws as your armor is burning as well as your skin. Boggin Wheatfinger, what do you do?
Alright. I'm gonna attack the two that are closest to me. Just suffer through the burning.
Okay. Which one in particular?
Oh, shit. I guess one up and to the left first.
Okay.
And then with my second attack, 4 and to the right.
Alright. The right one hits for 7 points of damage. Alright. Titus, what do? You see Boggin take Cold Snap and stab it into one of the demon creatures.
I'm gonna swing at the one that's in front of me.
Okay.
That just attacked me. 1 second. Fine. That's my 2 hit.
Give me a save versus death. That's a pass. Alright, you go to slam your mace into the ice method. Or not ice method, magma method. Or the demon, sorry. And you almost hit Boggin with the mace and just barely hold back as you look at the back of your friend. Alright, their turn. This one looks to the two of you And I'm going to need a save versus breath weapon once again, as you see juts of flame shoot from his hands. Let's see, was that a save on Boggin? What level are you, Boggin?
4.
Alright. Save versus breath is a 16 or higher. Did you pass?
I did not.
Alright. You both take 5 points of damage as the flames shoot onto your skin, burning you even more. In this round, your armor being heated begins to blister your skin even more. As Boggin, you take 3 points of damage from it, and then Titus, you take 1.
Christ.
It is getting hotter and hotter. It is physically hurting you. You are starting to worry over what might happen if you don't get this armor off. You feel like you're being cooked. This lava demon goes to you, Boggin, goes to stab into you with its claws, and misses. This one, Titus, goes to attack you. Also missing with an 11. It circles back around to Began. What does Began do?
Alright. I asked the sword, can you cool my armor off?
For a time, if you use me to do that. We haven't talked much, Boggin. I'm not the best friend.
It's hard
with
to
you.
find opportunities to talk, you know?
There are things I can do, Boggin. Things you don't know of.
Alright, give me like a self-diagnostic.
A self-diagnostic.
A self-diagnostic.
Look at the floor and say the word chill, Boggin. Point me at it. Do you do it?
Yeah.
Can I get a 3d6 as you do this?
I did.
You did it?
Yeah.
All right. Titus, Boggin, you see, Titus, you see Boggin point the sword at the ground and yell the word chill as ice shoots out of the sword, hits the ground, and kind of like spreads outward. Once it gets within the entire, I think, surface of the room, let me check actually, let me measure it. No, actually, sorry. It gets 30 feet out from Boggin. So some corners. Why the fuck is that different? I don't know.
It's not a perfect square.
Anyway, so yeah. 30 feet out from Boggin, you see this ice spread across the ground, and then, like, what is stalagmites or stalactites the ones on the ground?
I believe it's...
Fuck if I know.
You get the
There's
picture.
like a mnemonic for it that I like. Hang on.
Spikes come out of the ground, icicle spikes, and start to stab into those in that radius, including Boggin and Titus. Can I get dex checks from the both of you to see if you guys...
Stalagmites, because stalactites don't fall down.
Can I get...
You know, tights don't fall down.
Yeah. Can I get dex checks from the both of you to see if you can dodge these spikes coming out of the ground? If you fail, you take the 12.
That's just barely a pass on me.
2 of the imps fail and take the 12 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, so you see one of the imps gets spiked. I think this one is dead. Yes.
Question.
This one gets spiked through the butt, and
Does the sudden temperature drop in the room cool down our armor at all?
for 1 round, yes. The ice cools your armor.
Thank God.
This imp is also dead as an ice spike shoots through.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, and that's Boggin's action. Titus, what do you do?
I'm gonna try and swing at the one in front of me again. $23.
That is a hit. Quite possibly a crit. We'll see if that matters in a moment.
I don't even know what. Mace damage is base because I always use my macro. D6 plus 3, okay.
Probably won't kill him, actually. Don't think that was
I don't know.
critical, no, because the roll didn't clear by enough. Alright. Alright, you do 10 damage, kind of smacking the mace against the face of the imp, and the bright lights burst out as he is hit for those 10 points of damage, and it sends him backwards for a moment. Alright, all these guys are dead, except for this guy. The last remaining one looks to the two of you. Would he flee in this? Would he try and gate himself out? Oh, by the way, as these two look to be hit into unconsciousness or death, they disappear. This guy looks to the both of you, angrily tries to decide which one of you he wants to set afire. Unfortunately for Titus, he looks to you. Can I get another save versus breath weapon? As he shoots a gout of flame out at you. That is a fail. You take another 8 points of damage as he burns your face.
Oh boy. Oh, I just deleted my tile. My token, 1 second.
Yes, he died. The burns were so drastic.
He
right.
fucking left this into existence. The burn was so.
Boggin.
There's another one.
Boggin, what do you do?
Duplicated. I fucking. I
How
guess
much
after the
damage
sword,
was it?
like
6?
8. 8 damage.
8.
Jesus.
What are you doing?
I asked the sword what else you can do.
Don't. No. Fuck that stupid sword.
Something more precise, please.
Once per year, I can do something really cool if you want to see it.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Alright.
That didn't sound precise.
Can I have my second attack for this round now?
Sure, yeah. You did attack consecutively. By the way, Boggin, if you use that ability, you do forfeit your second attack. Since you stopped swinging to do it. Okay?
Right.
25.
It's a hit.
Is that a crit?
It is a crit, I think. Yes. You take your mace and swing it between his legs, and he just disappears as the light kind of like blinds you for half a moment, and then once you can see, he's just gone. Alright. You're looking around the room, and you see a couple of bodies on the ground. They look to have been burned alive. One of them looks to be a warrior, the other looks to be like maybe a priest, and one looks to be maybe a wizard.
I want to search the bodies for gold.
Yeah, you find 100 gold in between the group of them, and one of them's wearing splint mail.
I'm
one of them's
gonna give
wearing
half
chain.
the gold to Boggin.
There's a holy symbol around one of their necks. Neither of you are super religious, so you probably don't even recognize it. And the wizard appears to have a spell book.
Welcome back, Bagram.
Bag room go where food go. Alright.
Yep.
Alright, do you do anything else? The room is there. You see a bunch of barrels. Looks like storage generally. Besides the dead body and the imps, you see what looks to be some sort of pentagram on the ground, drawn out in blood.
So, how many bodies are there again?
3.
Alright. So, before I do this, I just want to check them for, like, anything valuable that's not gold.
Yeah, you find a spell book. The warrior had a nice two-handed sword. It doesn't look especially magical, but you wouldn't know. You don't have any way of discerning that besides value. You also find I don't think you find anything else besides the spell book and the cool two-handed longsword. The cleric-looking guy had like a dagger on him, but It's not very fancy or anything.
All right. I collect the spell book and the sword,
Okay.
and then basically I just want to like firemen carry. Wait, no. How many bodies could I carry?
Realistically, you and Titus could probably drag all of them out, but you'd be dragging them, not firemen carrying them. Like Titus would probably. I don't know who's stronger. What is your strength scores?
18 strength.
I think it's 16.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You both could realistically carry them out. Boggin, you'd be like dragging two of them behind you.
All right.
Titus could fireman carry one of them, but
Then I asked Titus to help me carry the bodies out.
Yeah, sure.
okay. You surface with the bodies. You see the squire-looking guy, looking kind of concerned. He goes, "I heard a lot of noise. What happened down there?"
There were some flying baby things, and we killed them.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. There's 4 of them.
Did you? Where's the bodies?
They disappeared.
Oh.
Strange. Regardless, who are these people? Were they amongst the dead?
Indeed. It's whoever we just found him down there.
Must have been the group we sent down there before you. That's awkward. Anyway,
Wait, so I'm aware of the holy symbol one of them has on, right?
do you inspect it to see who it is to?
Sure.
Yeah, it's Arn, the god of war, and those who fight
Is
with
that
honor.
aligned with like?
It's generally a
their-
pretty neutral god. It ranges to good, not evil, though. So it's like anyone who's good or neutral can really kind of fall under his blessings. So, I mean, yeah, it aligns fine with Sonar. There's no qualms. It's not super integrated with each other, though. Okay?
Cool.
Do you do anything about that? No? Okay.
Yeah, no.
You hear Bagworm? Of course.
I think he may have just auto reconnected. He may not actually be here.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. So you guys are escorted by the squire back to the temple. You don't see the Holy Father again, but on your way there, Titus, you feel your buffalo start to feel better.
Oh, yay.
Mm-hmm. And when you get there, the squire kind of nods to you and goes, "Your buffalo is right around the corner here. The Holy Father thanks you for your service."
Oh, thank you.
And he reaches a hand out to you expectingly.
Oh, hey, I was wondering if I could keep this mace for a little bit longer, because we're going to go be fighting more undead, and this thing's pretty good, and I want to use it to kill them.
You would have to inquire with the Holy Father.
Yeah, I'd like to ask him that.
For now, I will have to take it off your hands. Considering you don't have an appointment, you may not be able to see him anytime soon.
Oh, well, okay then. Here you go.
He takes the mace, kind of like tucks it into his belt, and walks off into the temple. You guys are left outside with Titus, Boggin, Bagworm, Nisus, and Buffalo Companion Rufus and Beans.
Alright. I'm gonna go seek out somewhere that would know the value of the spell book, and also somewhere that would...
I'm gonna go seek out some place to get healed, because I'm pretty hurt.
I should probably also do that.
Yeah, you find a magic shop. It is wrapped a dice, and I don't Anyway, it is Bernard's benign magical warehouse.
An interesting name.
Yeah.
Hey, can you...
The wizard looks to you and kind of confused goes, I do not have the necromantic spells required to heal anything. However, I wish I did.
Wait, Titus followed me? I thought he was going to get healed.
Oh, did you go somewhere else, Titus?
Yeah, no, I was going to go get healed.
We can deal with that in a minute. You're in the magic shop right now, or Boggin is, and you're doing that.
Okay.
What do you say to Bernard as you enter? You see like an elderly wizard. He's got like yellow robes on, and he's kind of thumbing through a book. He looks up as you enter and kind of like nods. His wares are displayed throughout the room.
I hold the spell book and just like, how much would you pay me for this?
I would
just like approach him with it.
I would have to ponder through it.
All right, I offer it to him to be pondered through.
For about a half hour, he pulls through the pages, and after he's done, he looks up to you and goes, "Very rudimentary spellbook. However, it does hold a value of around 200 gold, or say, if you're willing to part with it."
Cool. Yeah, I'll accept that.
He goes, "Now, I would ask you, do you have anything you'd be willing to trade? Would you like to trade for any of my wares?"
Hell, what kind of wares does he have?
You see, I have a potion of invisibility. I have, it's a bit outside your price range for the spellbook, but if you were willing to pitch in, say, another 800 gold, I could give you a Ring of Truth.
Ring of Truth?
No one is able to lie in your presence.
Would be useful.
Yes. If anyone does try to say a fib, their voice will go high-pitched and they'll be unable to say the lie.
Sadly, I do not have 800 additional gold.
Would you settle for a potion of invisibility?
Sure, that might be useful.
He pulls a potion out of a glass case in the room and hands it to you and takes the spellbook off into the back of the room. Or into a back room. Alright.
I yell at thanks, just leave.
Titus,
But actually, before I leave,
okay.
I want to see if he can tell if there's anything, like, special about the sword.
He looks to you and kind of, like, furrows his fingers together. This sword looks magnificent craftsmanship. I would be willing to identify it at a discount, considering the trade you brought me. Say 50 gold, and I'll tell you all about this sword.
Cool. I opt to do that.
I'll need it for the rest of the day, though.
Yeah, I can hold on to it.
So you hand off the sword to him?
Wait, can I also hand off Frosty Boy? Get him checked out?
Oh,
Wait,
you're not
no,
talking
I'm not
about...
gonna
I
do
thought
that.
you were talking about Frosty Boy.
No, I was I was not talking about Frosty Boy.
Okay.
I was talking about the cool sword that I found.
The two-handed one? Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So does he think that one's equally interesting, or?
He doesn't say the same. He'll goes, could be magical, fine craftsmanship, nothing too fancy, but maybe worth a gander, see if it's magical.
50 gold for a gamble like that. I'll offer Frosty Boy.
You offer him Frosty Boy to identify?
Yeah.
He says the line that he before. Yeah. Alright, so you leave Frosty Boy with him?
Yeah.
How much what do you know about Frosty Boy? Do you even know it's to hit bonus right now? I can't remember if I told you.
All I know is that if you look at the ground and say chill while pointing it, does what that did, and also it talks to you.
As you hand it to him, his eyes go wide, and he goes, What have you cast upon me?
Cast upon you?
There's a voice.
Oh.
No,
yeah,
who are you? You're
I probably should have mentioned that. The sword talks to you. When you touch it.
You own a sword that can speak?
Yeah, there's a dude trapped inside there, something like that.
What is the name of this sword?
Fuck, what is the name? Forgot, I just call it Frosty Boy.
Its name is Cold Snap.
Cold Snap, yeah, Cold Snap.
The legendary sword of the heroes of the rebellion?
Yeah, probably.
You haven't heard the tales?
Have I?
Maybe. They're not really, like, celebrated as much in dwarf culture, so maybe not. You're both from strange places. Actually, the whole entire group is. Anyone raised in, like, a normal society would have been, but Nisus hasn't been, Bagworm hasn't been, Titus was raised in the plains. He hears all sorts of weird shit and tales, right? He's probably heard a strange retelling of it, where, like, a bunch of beast riders went off into the wilderness and, like, fought the elves or some shit, but wouldn't be accurate at all. You've heard tales about, like, noble dwarves fighting the orcs. That's about it, probably.
Radical.
Dwarf heroes. There was no dwarves in this group, so... yeah. He goes to you and goes, well, the tale goes that they fought the elf overlords that rode dragons with the powerful swords Mountaintop, Aqua, Flamehold, and Frosty Boy, or Cold Snap as it is originally known as, if you're renaming it. I'm sure that was... Yes, I know your tale, Sword. I know all about it. Yes. What do you... No. Yes, she died a couple years... He seems to be having a conversation similar to you guys did when the Sword talked about your past. Although he was talking out loud. He goes, regardless, the sword... I'm losing my voice talking like this, so I'm just going to go back to normal speaking. The sword is many millennia old. I know much about the sword already. It is said that once per year it could free someone whole, or someone's, multiple people, depending on how powerful said individual or creatures are. It is said that it could freeze them alive and keep them that way for a long period of time until they thaw. Otherwise, it is said that it is quite legendary. I could identify it and tell you all its properties if you wanted, still.
Yeah, that would be useful.
I would warn you, I would not tell the layman of this find. It would attract, he looks around, unwanted attention.
Will do.
All right, and I assume you go off to speak to Titus or whatever?
Yeah, I go off to get healing as well.
Leave the legendary sword with a random wizard. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, Nisus will heal you up. You guys are healed up by Nisus. Since he's a bot today, we'll just skip over that. Otherwise, we wouldn't. But you're healed up. Yeah, to full.
Cool.
I think he has enough spell slots to get you around there, so we'll just say that's happening because he's not playing his character and yada yada. Anyway.
After healing, I'm gonna go back to like the wizard place and just hang out a bit.
Oh, I didn't mean to help you metagame, but that's okay. Yeah, you hang around the wizard place. It's okay. Do you just like watch over his
metagaming?
A little bit because I brought it up, but at the same time you could have had the idea on your own, so it doesn't matter. You
really want to abandon it fully.
Yeah, probably a bad idea. In all honesty, Titus, what do you do? Do you hang around with Boggin? You bog around?
I need to find a blacksmith.
Okay. You find one. His name is Chad.
It's very important that Rufus comes with me on this, though.
Oh, God, Tom. All right. Rufus and you go to the blacksmith shop. You knock on the door and kind of like ask him to come out, I assume. He looks kind of confused. Yep. He goes, just come in. And then he looks to the buffalo and goes, you can still come in without it. Come in. What do you need?
Hey, I need you to make me some silver horn covers for my buffalo Rufus out there.
Horn covers?
Yeah. So if he's fighting like the weird vampire body lady or something that needs silver to hurt it, he'll be able to hurt it.
You want horn covers made out of silver?
Yeah.
Kind of like scratches his head. He goes, that'll be quite expensive. How much
you want for it?
What's the color of your coin?
It's gold.
Oh, the metalwork itself will be difficult. I'll need the buffalo present. I'll need to mold his horn, make a cast. Overall, I'd say maybe 150 gold would allow me to do such a thing.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I'll need that up front.
Yeah, here you go.
Alright, it'll take about a week to make these usable. You want it for combat, correct? Not decoration?
Yep, combat.
Alright. He looks to a couple of his apprentices and gestures towards your buffalo. We'll need him to stay here while we work.
The entire time, or?
For the first 3 days.
Okay, Rufus, you gonna stay here with this nice man. I'll make sure to bring you some food and stuff. If I go anywhere, I'll tell you.
You hear a moo in response.
Okay.
He drools a little bit. Alright, so do you guys just bum around town for the next couple days?
Yeah.
Do you drink anywhere in particular? Do you go to a nice tavern? Do you just, like, chill out and eat? Do you not do anything? Do you go, like, help sweep up a shop? What do you do in your downtime? As the southern regions are terrorized.
I want to try and set up a meeting with the high priest again. Ask him if I can get the mace so we're gonna go back down south to fight the.
How do you go about doing that?
I go back to the temple for one thing. Find the nearest priest and ask for the. I'm trying to think what Titus would call him. He knows he's the high priest. Ask if I can see that. I got some questions for him.
Dude, you missed the perfect opportunity to call someone a shiny dude. Anyway, yeah. The priest you come across, or wait, is it a priest? Gotta roll for gender, otherwise I'm being. All right, no, it's a female. The priestess looks to you and goes, "You wish to speak to the high priest, my child?"
Yeah, I wish to speak to the dude that was all shiny the other day.
Yes, the high priest. He has an appointment opening in the next moon, full moon.
When's that?
It's a month from now.
But I kind of need to see him now because we're probably going to be leaving in a few days. And I need to get that shining mace that he let me use so I can go kill more undead then.
You would have to. You wish. You are a crusader?
What?
Are you a crusader?
Yeah. We were fighting with Sir Goran before he died. Then we came up here to get my friend healed of his vampirism or whatever.
You fought with Sir Goran. Are you a part of the Unforgotten?
I don't know if we were part of the Unforgotten, but we were fighting with him when we died. I killed the thing that killed him.
You what?
I killed the skeleton dude that killed Sir Goran.
Wait. You're the heroes that killed the Death Knight?
Yeah. Did they tell y'all when we were coming in here?
No. They did not. We've heard rumors of you. Where's the bug man and the dwarf and the black satyr?
I don't actually know where they are right now.
They're hanging out with Boggin, probably. Boggin, what are you doing?
Just hanging out in the fucking magic shop.
Alright.
It's just like observing
They're in
various
some
wares.
magical store or whatever, checking out like some swords or something. I don't know.
I'm sure not the Holy Father, but Count Magnus would like to speak to you. Do you know who Count Magnus is?
Not really, no.
He is the Count of Kewald. He is a mage He resides in the local tavern as of now. He is here on business. The Red Eagle, it is called. I would suggest seeking him out. I've heard he seeks an audience with the group of you.
Okay, I'll go get my friends and we'll go talk to him. What's his name again?
Count Magnus, Count of Kewald.
Count Magnum? Got it.
No. Okay. All right.
I just walk out, go find Boggin and the rest of them.
So Boggin, you see Titus. Titus, do you bring up the interaction?
Yeah, I'll tell them that they heard of us and that Count Magnum wants to talk to us. He's in the tavern over in town.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you head over to see Count Magnum, I guess, over at the Red Eagle. It's a fairly large tavern, but it is very clearly for the wealthy. And you see the doorman. He is a large, what looks to be half ogre. He looks kind of out of place around the crowd hanging around, but he's apparently the bouncer, so he looks down at you and goes, "Nobles only, or merchants. You don't look like either of those."
We're here to see Count Magnum.
On what grounds?
Well, the lady in the temple told me to go talk to him because he wanted to talk to us because we killed some guy who killed Sir Gorin.
Oh, is that Jacoris? He unmuted and I heard a noise. Hello? Okay. Hold on. He walks inside for a moment and he comes back out and goes, "Yeah, he's looking for you. Go on in."
Well, let's go in, guys.
All right. You walk in, and immediately you see, standing out from the rest of the room, a man with a glowing staff sitting at a table across from a woman. He's having a conversation. He's got like brownish hair. He's got green robes on. He very clearly has a spell book open in front of him. He looks pretty fancy, and he is pretty young. He's around 20, maybe 25. What do you do?
Am I assuming that that's Count Magnum?
You're told he was a mage. You don't see any other mages in the room. Everyone else looks wealthy, but no one has an apparent magic item just like sitting next to them, tilted against the table.
Talk to him. Be like, "Howdy, I'm Titus."
You're the one who killed the Death Knight?
Yeah.
Sit
I was
down.
punching him, and then we exploded, kinda, and he was dead, and I wasn't.
Sit down, my friend.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit down.
All right. He looks over the group of you. He goes, "So, I hear you slayed the Death Knight, and were in the service of Count Galahad when he was, unfortunately..." He puts little quote marks in his, or does little quote marks and says the word slain. When he was slain, quote unquote. Is this the case?
Yep.
Interesting. You see, I would have a task for you if you were up to it.
Yeah,
But
sure,
first,
I'm always
I
up
would
to that.
need you to agree as a... I would tell you what it is.
Agree to what?
To do it into secrecy.
That don't make no sense. How are we supposed to agree to something we don't know what we're doing?
It's kind of the point. You're taking a risk here.
I'm up for it if Bogan is.
Bogan?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. I'm up for it.
Alright. He looks to
Well,
the two of you and...
Not necessarily today, but tomorrow, yeah.
he looks to the group of you and goes, I happen to have a issue that needs dealt with, you see. With the death of Galahad, General Galahad, I see a power vacuum opening up here in the south that I don't appreciate. I need you to retrieve his body for me and put an end to the madness in the south. If you do this, I will see to it that you are granted land, title, and are appropriately rewarded for such an action. Though, I also need you to end this undead crisis, and I believe you've been told how already. Yeah,
Have we been told how?
Vaguely, yeah. You were. You were told the source of evil is from that tomb that you uncovered, and that if you were to perhaps put an end to whatever is going on down there, the hordes would fall on their feet, right, or topple over.
Okay.
You're told that last session, but regardless, he looks to you and goes, I do not wish to keep it a secret from you that I've been somewhat spying on what you've been doing. You caught my eye when you swore yourself to Galahad. I was keeping an eye on his affairs. He pulls a...
I didn't start watching this, murdered account.
He pulls a crystal ball out of his... one of his bags on his side, and he goes, I see many things. In fact, I see where his body is, and it is in where this can all be ended. In the tomb that you uncovered. I would wish that you would do this, and of course you'll be landed and given proper title. So, I would make way for that temple as soon as possible. I will be expecting your return, or watching your death. Either way.
Yeah, I'm down for it if everyone else is. But I came to ask if I could use that special mace that they gave me in the temple, because that seemed like it would be real good against killing shit.
I could not help you with such a thing. I could get you a meeting with the All-Father, but...
Yeah, that'll work. I just need to get that weapon.
I'm not sure he'll give it to you, friend. It is quite a relic. Perhaps if you swore yourself to the church, I don't know what else you could do to acquire such a thing. Regardless, I'll set up a meeting. Off with you now, see to the task at hand, and come back alive, hopefully.
Oh shit.
What's up?
I deleted Boggin.
Why would you delete Boggin?
The token.
You want me to delete Titus to make you feel better?
Boggin runs off to his vampire mistress. You actually deleted Titus. Okay. What is up with the rainbow flag around my circle? Or my square?
I got bored. I got bored. I got distracted.
Of course. All right. So yeah, the group of you are still in town.
More Tituses. More.
Do you stay for the week, or what do you do?
I mean, I kind of need to anyway. They got Rufus's horns being made.
The next day you are fetched by another squire. He takes you to the Holy Father. What case do you make so that you could have this Mace of Disruption?
Well, I was thinking, since it seems to be real good at killing undead stuff, and I'm pretty sure the thing we gotta kill is undead, it would be real handy. It would give us a lot better shot at ending this horrible evil that is plaguing our lands.
Only a holy warrior of the church may wield such a thing. One sworn to Sonar. You'll have to be baptized in fire and swear yourself to the church on pain of death.
Is that like a forever thing, or an until I get rid of the evil thing.
That is a forever thing. In fact, once you die, you are still sworn to Sonar as his holy warrior of fire.
You know, sure, I'll do that.
Bogan, do you accompany him on this?
I kind of go recollect Frosty Boy.
All right. You recollect Frosty Boy, and he tells you all about it being a +4 to hit in damage. It's pretty.
Shit.
Also, he tells you of the ability you already cast. It is a 30-foot radius ice spike spell that the sword can cast daily. Although it is dangerous because generally the area of effect's pretty large, and if you were engaged with melee with the enemy, then it could very well hit you as well. Also, it can only cast it 20 feet away from you, so the range is 20 feet.
Okay, and it spreads 30 feet from the center?
30 feet from the center, yes.
Okay.
So you'll generally always be within its range. Anyway, otherwise, once a year, apparently it can freeze up to 20 hit die worth of a creature, encase it in ice. It does not kill it. Imagine those mammoth memes, right, when they're frozen in ice and people are like, oh, they're still alive, but really they're dead, but actually they're alive in this circumstance. They'll stay frozen until they naturally thaw, in which case they will still be at full hit points. Okay? And this is a yearly ability. Up to 20 hit points worth of people. Or hit dice, Hit dice. So that's a little different. So that would be 20 d8s. Which is a lot. Mathematically.
Okay. So if I use that on something that's not something with 20 hit dice, I could, like... It would freeze more than just the one target,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So you could use it on 21 hit die people or one 20 hit die creature, right? You feel?
I feel.
All right. My cat has come to disrupt me. Do you guys want to... So do you swear yourself to the church, Titus?
Yeah, I'll go through the whole ceremony, man. Do I need to get another, like, a new Sonus tattoo or anything?
There's a lot to this. So do you come and watch this event, Bogan? He's gonna go through, like, a baptism?
Sure, but just a second to make sure I'm clear.
Sure.
Frosty Boy has +4 to hit,
Yes.
+4 to damage.
Yep.
The ice spike is a range of 20 feet that spreads up 30 feet from the center of the casted location.
Yep.
Which does 3d6 damage to anything in the radius.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usable once daily. And then also, the yearly freeze is freeze up to 20 hit dice once a year, but it doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Cool. Yeah, then I watch.
So you go to his ceremony. On the next.
Wait, I got a question. Never mind. I'm just going through with this.
You're just gonna go through with it? All right.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about the consequences. I'm Titus, damn
You
it.
are stripped of your clothing the next day. You are bathed by a group of squires.
I feel so bad for that.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. You're shaved cleanly, entirely, like a newborn babe.
Even my head?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Out of my long flowing hair.
And then you are brought to the chapel where they begin to bring you forth, kind of like pushing you forward, and you are walking naked through the center aisle in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, including your closest adventuring pals.
I feel like that wouldn't really bother me other than, like, large groups of people. What do I need to roll for Donger size?
Give me a constitution check.
God damn, that's a +11 to hit on Frosty Boy.
9.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty brutal. It's a legendary sword. So is that a pass? It's probably a pass. Yeah, your 3-inch peener is erect for this occasion. As you walk down the aisle.
I'm gonna roll 1d6 plus my con bonus.
No.
Yeah.
It would be like 1d6 plus, let's say, what is your con?
15, so 5.
No. I'll say probably just a 4, actually. Brutality weapon. All right. Yeah, so you are dragged through, or not dragged, you're led down this aisle as you hear a hymn being sung by the masses. As you look towards the altar, you see what looks to be a cross. And under the cross, you see flames kind of being tended to by some squires and the Holy Father standing behind it. You see a hammer and nails on the altar as well.
Okay.
What is going through Titus's head as he's led up to this altar?
He's not sure what the hell's going on.
By the way, the cross is has a circle around it.
Okay, it's not on fire, is it? Because we're in some bad territory.
Not yet. You didn't really ask what this entailed to anybody?
No, he did. He just agreed to do it so he could get a cool weapon.
Yep. So you're led up there, and you're positioned onto the circular cross type thing. You see 2 of the squires pick up a hammer and nails, and they kind of spread your arms and legs out on it.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything, or?
Hey guys, what's going on?
As you do that, you hear a thunk as you look, and in pain you feel a nail driven through your hand.
My goodness, I'm Jesus.
You are nailed. I mean, it's excruciating pain.
Just imagine.
Give me another
really
Constitution.
Like, I'm Jesus.
Give me another Constitution check.
That's
You pass out. During this process, they kind of look at you, a little confused, but they continue. Boggin, you watch your companion nailed onto this circular type cross thing. They raise him up a little bit by a rope as it's suspended from the ceiling.
just getting fucking crucified.
And then they set the circle on fire as you see him engulfed in flame.
God.
The Holy Father is saying some words. You see he is reduced to a pile of ashes after the hymn is over.
What, he's dead?
Yeah, he is a pile of ashes. You see the Holy Father walk up to the pile of ashes and raise his hand up to the sky, and you see like a dome kind of thing at the top of the temple. A beam of light shoots through, and Titus is resurrected from the ashes into like a being of light for like a moment, and then he like flickers back towards Titus.
Jesus Christ.
Titus.
Fuck, looks metal as fuck.
Yeah. Titus, during your death, you literally saw the god who created this world, Sonar. He was before you. It was an amazing experience. You can't even describe it in words. You were just surrounded by light. It was the most calming and warm sensation while being the most painful thing you ever witnessed and felt. I guess now you're a paladin. I don't know. Fuck my dude. We might need
magical powers now.
Maybe we'll see. Something new. You look down, and Boggin, you see it too. He is covered in burns. He is completely scarred below his head.
God.
All seven of the tattoos are gone. Dang it.
Yep. The Holy
Jesus
Father
fucking
says some
Christ.
more holy words, and now the child is reborn in the flame, in the sun, in the glory. Amen.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And Titus, you are officially indoctrinated by the church.
Hey.
They,
Guess this means I have to be a good guy now.
They outfit you in holy armor similar to your old armor, but it has tons of symbols of Sonar all over it. They give
I
you
mean,
your
that's
mace.
probably more appropriate for what I was wearing, other than like black armor with a skull on it, and
Yeah.
you know.
And you are told to report to the Holy Father tomorrow to receive your first assignment.
Oh, okay.
And your new life as a holy warrior.
Did they give me the Mace of Disruption?
Yep.
Hey, did they give me a special magical shield to go along with all this?
No, but your shield now has a symbol of sonar on it, or your new shield.
Okay. I'm down with that. That's awesome.
So now's the question: do you want to remain a Beast Rider, or are we changing your class with your resurrection?
Because I don't know, because I still want to be able to ride Rufus and everything. But I kind of want to be a paladin now.
You'd be a beast riding paladin.
Multi-kit?
Regardless, I think we're going to end today since we don't have our full crew.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy the session?
I did.
Pretty solid.
Solid?
Glad to know exactly how fucking busted Frosty Boy is.
Yeah, it's a legendary mat. The other group I'm running has Flamehold. Do you have any other comments, concerns?
No. Not really.
All right. I heard what is
What does Flame Boy do?
Incinerates people. Generally. It does 3d6 damage in a line.
Oh.
Of flame, and then its yearly ability literally just fucking incinerates like a populace. Doesn't matter.
Man, that'd be useful down here. Just fucking take out the hordes of undead.
Especially against the undead hordes, like...
If you ever watch the episodes, they incinerated and genocided a group of monkey people with it. They used the yearly ability already. The sword brought it up once and they used it. Very little caution with that group.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can't talk about caution.
No, you
we
can't.
Released a dragon, started the undead horde. I just willingly like threw myself into some random ceremony to get a weapon. Like,
yeah.
I left Frosty Boy with the wizard.
I like it when my players don't ask for repercussions of what they're doing. Like you just.
Dude, no. At first I was thinking like, hey, maybe I should ask what happens when I do this, but then I remembered Titus wouldn't ask what's gonna happen. He doesn't care. He just wants the weapon.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's our session.
That's great. I got some new armor. Got a new weapon, man. This is great.
Yeah, it's rather exquisite, huh?
Well, we'll have to figure out what we'll